Hi everyone. In this video I'll give you a tour of a sand spit. Now sand spits are formed through deposition. You can see the shape of a sand spit here. This is Dawlish Warren. It's a good case study of a sand spit. It's got that characteristic, well, I always like to joke that it's like someone's actually looked up a big phlegmy grog. It's got that kind of shape to it. I don't know if that's why it's called a spit. Anyway, it's got that very recognizable hooked shape. And what's happened here is that longshore drift, which is where your answer should begin, has been transporting sand along this beach, along this coastline. And as it has been transporting sand along the coastline, eventually it reaches a point about here where the coastline suddenly changes direction. You can see it changes direction here. And the reason for that change of direction is because if I zoom right out, you can see we're at a river mouth. Now, from this zoom level, you can see that the deposition, the longshore drift that's been moving along this beach here, it's not naturally going to then turn the corner and go this way. Instead, it just continues in the direction that it was moving previously. And gradually, it builds up out across the river mouth. Now, there's a number of factors at play here. One, the force of the river coming out to sea kind of balances the force of the waves coming in, and that causes the sand to deposit where it is being deposited. The sea tends to be shallower in river mouths because of deposition, and this encourages the deposition to build up and become visible above the waterline. The hooked end is because of wave refraction. As the waves come in at an angle, they hook round, they slow down, and that causes them to bend as the friction occurs with the seabed. And that causes this end to kind of create this hooked shape that you see. Behind the spit, there's this rather muddy looking area, and this is often a marshland or a mudflat, kind of brackish, quite salty, quite saline, watery conditions, and often very unique ecosystems where you find lots of interesting plants and animal life. And these build up behind the spits. So the spit is actually this sandy structure that is built out, and this is a mudflat that's trapped behind the spit. Eventually, the spit can actually, if it's well developed enough, it can close off the river mouth. Now, this river is probably too powerful and will continue to erode this gap in order for it to have a way to escape. But a sand bar can form if a spit continues its formation to block off the river mouth altogether. Where this same process of spit formation bumps into a rocky outcrop and forms a bridge to that rocky outcrop, that's a way of explaining the formation of a tombolo as well. Nonetheless, the main things to know are that this is what a spit really looks like. You can see the scale of it. We've got major settlements here to the left and right. You see it's a large feature, typically happens in front of a river mouth for good reasons, and it happens at the change in a coastline, and this is all because of longshore drift moving sand along the beach and depositing it across the river mouth. So that's what a spit is.